Hello, besties. Welcome to another episode of Your New B.F.F. I'm your host, Sophie, and in this podcast, we chit chat all about positivity, realness, and the journey to your highest self. After this episode, I want you to leave feeling inspired and high vibe. So let's tune in because I'm so excited you're here with me today. Hello, besties. Welcome back to another episode of YNBFF. As always, I am so excited to be here with you guys today. I am here with my Goosebumps Halloween shirt, so you know, 'tis the season. So, to all my fellow spooky lovers, listeners, it's our time. And today's episode, I am so excited to talk with you guys about because it is essential to our manifestation journey, to our well being, to our growth, to our development, to our life. And yes, it is that serious. Today's episode is we're going to tackle limiting beliefs. I asked you guys over on social media, over on Instagram, what you guys wanted to chat about on the next episode. Thank you so much for voting. And if you guys don't already follow on Instagram, make sure to tune in. I'm always posting on my stories and I love to chit chat with you guys. So, aside from talking to you guys on my story about what we're going to chat about in this week's episode, I just kept also getting signs from the universe about this. So, this is why I included limiting beliefs in the poll on Instagram. If you guys are new here, I start every episode with a quote that's going to lead us into today's chit chat. Today's quote is by Abraham Hicks. The secret to having it all is knowing you already do. Love Abraham Hicks quotes like so much. Like when in doubt, look up Abraham Hicks quotes. I love adding them to my vision board. And if you guys know, I have been obsessed with my vision board. I look at it every single day. And Pinterest is my go-to. If you look up Abraham Hicks quotes, motivate you and inspire you, and you can just tap into those. So, what are limiting beliefs and how do they affect us, and how can we pinpoint them to vanish them and make our life better? If this is the first time you're kind of hearing about this, limiting beliefs are beliefs, thoughts, or convictions that we have that hold us back from achieving our full potential, reaching goals, and living a fulfilling life. These beliefs are detrimental to our mind, body, and soul for our growth, our development, and basically our success. And limiting beliefs can come from a variety of, they just come from everything. They come from societal conditions or expectations, comparison, past experiences, traumas, criticism, having a very narrow perspective, a very fixed mindset. They're just some things that can contribute to having limiting beliefs, but ultimately, we all have them. We all experience them at some point. And it's important to realize that these beliefs are not based on an objective reality, but rather they are based on perception and interpretations. They are highly subjective and often distort an individual's perception of reality. Limiting beliefs are not objective because they're not based on any factual, concrete, or universal truth. It's basically just subjective judgments that we have made about ourselves, our abilities, and the world around us. Basically, everything. But believe it or not, this is a good thing because by it being not true, we have the opportunity every single moment to change this, to change these beliefs, to change this subjective way of thinking, to change our opinions. And the universe gives us each day and each opportunity, each moment of our life to basically choose the perspective and the desired reality that we want to experience. And as I started writing this episode, kind of like my notes and my bullet points, I was like, Oh my God, the new moon is coming up on the 14th, besties. And it's also going to be a ring of fire solar eclipse. Like, as I saw that the new moon was coming up, I started like researching and I'm like, wait a second, this solar eclipse is referred to as the ring of fire, which is going to be all about balancing relationships with others, but also within yourselves. The supportive energy of the universe to work on ourselves and balance ourselves. This is an opportunity for you guys to really harness this energy that the universe is providing us this next coming weeks. Harness the energy of healing your relationship with self. The new moon is a chance to let go of what does not serve us, and the solar eclipse enforces us to release any outdated beliefs and replace them with new ones. So, this episode is perfect for the energy of what's to come. We're going to use this energy, besties, to basically reinforce to ourselves that these limiting beliefs are not true and that they are just that. They are just not true and they're outdated perspectives about ourselves that no longer serve us. And it's not serving you and it's not serving the collective. Because when you are avoiding your own work, bestie, you are not putting out your best frequency. You are not emitting the best vibrations that you can back out to the universe, back out to everyone else. So, to start with the limiting beliefs, if you have never addressed them or kind of thought about them or deep dived into this, I would highly suggest jotting them down in your journal or a sheet of paper, wherever you feel comfortable. Start jotting down whatever first comes to mind. What thoughts do you have on a regular basis? What maybe actions or behaviors or emotions that you're feeling on a regular basis? Just start jotting down what comes to you intuitively and instinctively without overthinking it too much of what is no longer serving you. Because by identifying these, you're already going to be identifying them and developing self awareness around what is no longer serving you around your limiting beliefs. So that would be my first suggestion and the first step. Kind of become self-aware of your limiting beliefs. What are the most obvious ones to you? Don't overthink it, don't overdo it, just what comes naturally. Challenge your beliefs. Ask yourselves ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Is it true? Why do I have this idea of myself? Don't come from a place of ego. You have to be honest with yourself in this. For example, some limiting beliefs that are quite common can be I'm not creative, I'm not worthy of a six-figure job, I'm not worthy of a life where I'm making six figures annually, I am not worthy of getting that car. That car is so far attained and so far from what I can actually have or attain. Where did those beliefs come from? Because none of it is truth. None of it is a fact. There is no evidential fact that you can win that car, that you can be given this car, that this opportunity cannot be presented to you. There is no evidential fact about that. And pause, because before we continue, I do have a side note about all of this. If you feel like the car that you want is so far fetched and so out of your league and so out of your current reality, the longer and more repetitive and the deeper you have that ingrained, the more it gets cemented. Basically, the more challenging it might be to replace this limiting belief. And then what starts to happen when you've had this limiting belief for such a long, extended period of time? You start becoming a magnet to the universe of what you are emitting, of what frequency you are giving out, bestie. So that energy of that car is so far fetched and so out of my reality, that is just going to continue to amplify and become bigger. The more far fetched you think it is, the more far fetched it will continue to be. Because you are a magnet to the universe, and the universe is going to give you the like frequency. So, whatever you are emitting out, you are going to attract in, even if it's what you don't want. The universe does not care, it is responding to your frequency. Therefore, if you've had a limiting belief that's strong enough for a long period of time, or that's very ingrained or embedded in your truth, constantly, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, that's never going to happen for me, that's going to take so long, that's so far fetched, that's far out of my reality, that can't happen for me, I don't have good ideas, I can't make that money. You are going to manifest that. You're just going to keep manifesting those experiences. And then what happens is, since you keep manifesting those experiences, the truer it becomes for you, because the more you are seeing that become reality. So if you keep saying that's not going to happen, that's not going to happen, and it's not happening, the deeper truth that becomes. You guys know what I repeat to you almost in every single episode. Like, at this point, I should just like get it painted on the wall or on my forehead. Consistency is what speeds up your manifestation and is what gives the universe speed. So, the more consistent you are with something, no matter if it's a good or bad belief, the more momentum and strength you are giving it. So, it's very important to recognize that these limiting beliefs are irrational and unfounded. They are not an accurate reflection of your capabilities, of your potential, and of who you are. Overcoming your limiting beliefs is going to take challenging them and also replacing them. You have to be and feel committed to this process, because transforming your beliefs is something that's going to take patience, and it's an ongoing process in your journey. I see so many times in so many manifestation content that things happen overnight. Just try this one trick, just try this one secret. It's practice, it's consistency, it's a journey. You're going to constantly be reassessing, reframing, and being proactive in your journey to bettering yourself. At first, it might seem daunting and like a lot of work, but like I tell you, besties, the more you practice, the easier it becomes. The more consistent you get, the more momentum, and it literally becomes a part of you. It becomes you. You become this. You become this new person, this new identity of this new system of beliefs that you have created for yourself. You will continuously stick to your rituals and replace your limiting beliefs with new ones that are going to support your journey. And it's going to take repetition. Some limiting beliefs are going to be way quicker and easier to replace than others. Practice mindfulness on a daily basis. This is what's going to make you more aware when negative and limiting beliefs arise. And notice the circumstances that trigger and activate your limiting beliefs. Get to the root of the problem. Once you find the limiting beliefs, did something activate it? Did something trigger it? And modifying our self talk. Self talk continues to cement these beliefs in us. It continues to solidify the ideas and beliefs. So watch what you are talking, how you are talking to yourself. Are you talking to yourself from a place of love? Or are you constantly in fear, self doubt, questioning your worth? Each and every time that you catch yourself thinking, saying, or doing something that does not serve you, immediately replace it with one of the affirmations that I leave at the end of each of these episodes for you guys. Be self aware of the behaviors that are attached to those limiting beliefs, like I mentioned, because these are self sabotaging your journey. So it's not just the belief, it's what is attached to the belief. Because these limiting beliefs, subconsciously, bestie, you're not noticing, but they're undermining your efforts and self sabotaging your actions. Limiting beliefs overwhelm us and leave us feeling in a place of self doubt, fear, not feeling capable, or not living up to our truest potential. And this can cause you to stay in a state of paralysis where we're not moving forward or taking any action. It also may unconsciously have you seeking out situations that are detrimental to you because of these limiting beliefs that you have ingrained in yourself. This cycle will continue to have you avoiding the inner work and continue reinstating the limiting beliefs. So it becomes a very vicious and toxic cycle of limiting beliefs. You guys know that I talk about the spiral all the time. For me, it's like such a good representation of our energy. And I have it over on the Instagram and I'll put it here. It's basically a spiral of emotions. And I love looking at this spiral because it's not just your emotions, it can also be like your beliefs, your actions. Where on this spiral do you fall? And are you going up towards the positive, better you, or are you going neutral? Which, you guys, neutral is almost just as bad as being in the downward because you're just nothing's happening. So you always want to make sure that whatever limiting belief you have, you're replacing it with a thought, belief, or action that's going to move you up the spiral. Recognizing and addressing limiting beliefs are crucial for our personal growth and taking positive actions in our life. By challenging and reframing these beliefs, you will gain confidence, make proactive choices, and take steps towards achieving your dreams and your aspirations. If you loved this episode, please make sure to like and subscribe, besties. Your support is going to help grow this channel, which I'm so excited for. Help get this content to those that need and want to hear it. And if you are new here, before you go, I end each episode with 3 affirmations that you can replace any limiting belief, any limiting action. Replace them with one of these affirmations. I am in control of my thoughts and have empowering beliefs. I let go of negative self-talk and replace it with positivity. I replace fear with self-assurance. Besties, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you love this episode and I can't wait to chat with you on the next one. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of YN B.F.F. If you love what you heard, please support by following our podcast and leaving a stellar review. You can also follow my socials posted in the show notes. I am so excited to catch you in the next episode, and until then, stay feeling high, blessed, and divine, besties. Bye!